Hi, Moon Sedai here with Jason Inman of Geek History and the DC Comics All Access web series.
DC All Access, yeah.
DC All Access. Here at Phoenix Comicon on Sunday. It's calmed down a little bit. We're near the end here, guys. And we're going to talk a little bit about all the amazing stuff he's had going on. You got your start with Good Mythical Morning? Is that?
I did get my start with Good Mythical Morning. One of my second job in LA was I got hired by Rhett and Link as a production assistant. Started out like 1 or 2 days. I literally worked in Rhett's garage. It was me, Rhett, and Link in a garage about the size of this little corner that we're filming in right now.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like on my computer and be like, "Hey, Rhett," and that's where Rhett was.
Yeah.
And at the time, they wanted to do a new daily show. They were only going to do it for 6 weeks. And I eventually convinced them to do it more because I wanted a full-time job. And they did. And then it's like blossomed into this thing. But I helped write, produce, and edit the first 456 episodes of Good Mythical Morning.
It's a lot of work.
Yep.
How long did each one take to...
It varied. But I think the longest one would take like 4 hours. Because like if we just had a lot of word elements or the word games, or like back in the day when we used to do the Time Rangerers, that would take more because we had to find all the backgrounds and the green screen and all that stuff like that. So
yeah, doing backgrounds and green screening can
yeah.
take a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We use it a lot in our web series,
Nice.
our little web series, Nerd Beards. It's I can tell you more about it off camera. Anyway, now you are doing a podcast that I thought had an interesting title, Geek History.
Yes, Geek History Lesson.
Geek History Lesson. I actually have a master's in history, so it's like history.
Well, the idea about the podcast is that we're taking a character from pop culture and we're teaching you their entire history in about an hour. Now, that can be a little impossible because, as any DC Comics fans knows, DC Comics rebooted itself in the 80s, so like you kind of have to this is before the Crisis, and we literally have to do post-Infinite Crisis, pre-Crisis Infinite World, it's all that stuff like that.
So you can do multiple episodes on one character.
Yes, we actually, because of Superman and Batman, the movie just came out, we did a Superman episode and a Batman episode, but we were like, these histories are so immense, so we literally broke it down to the ages. So we've only done Superman, the Golden Age, Batman, the Golden Age, and we're actually prepping right now Batman, the Silver Age, Superman, the Silver Age, because their histories are so immense and they have so many little adventures that we want to know about. But that's what the podcast is about, like teaching you things about these characters that you don't know. Like we just recently did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they only got toys. They only got a cartoon because the creators went to Playmates and were like, "Hey, we want to make toys." And Playmates like, "We don't make toys on comics, but you get a cartoon and we'll make you toys." And so the two creators were like, "Oh crap, we gotta get a cartoon." And then they worked on getting the cartoon, and then that's how that all happened.
That's actually cool. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
And I love the Ninja Turtles.
But that's the idea of this stuff. The podcast is like teaching you this stuff about these pop culture characters that you know, and like these little things that we like to learn. Yeah.
So I assume you focus on DC with your podcast, or
no? We do everything and anything. It's whatever. We generally tie it to like what's coming out or what are people talking about now. So like the Turtles movie came out, so we did a Turtles episode. But no, we do Marvel, we do DC, we've done Image characters. We just did our first. We recorded our first non-fiction Geek History lesson about the history of Pixar. That's going to be coming out in a couple weeks.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, speaking of geek history, what do you think of this Captain America Hail Hydra thing?
I think it's just a story, and I think the internet should just calm down.
Yeah. I read the comic. I read it. My brother allowed me to borrow his copy, and I thought it was a really fantastically drawn book.
Yeah. It's just a story twist.
It's a story twist.
And they're doing something to hook you in as a reader. That's all it is.
You gotta find anything to get new readers.
Exactly. You know what? You know how many cat videos there are on the internet? You know how many people want to watch that cat video over read a Captain America comic book? So they got to do something to make you read that comic book.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go to the cat videos. So it's just a story beat. The story's not even finished. Calm down.
Okay, you're currently working as a co-host on DC
All Access. Yep.
How did that come to? You just say, "Hey, I want to do it."
No, it came about because they had an open fan contest. And they were looking for people. Their current co-host had stepped down, and they were looking for a current host. At the time of doing comic book reviews, where I was reviewing all the comic books that every company was publishing like every other week, and at the time that was killing me because it's a lot of comic books. It's like 25 comic books in like one day that I'd read one night. So over that, I entered the contest. They brought me in for an audition, and then on Christmas Eve, like 2 years ago, they were like, "Hey, we want to hire you," and I was like, "Great!"
Merry Christmas!
Yeah, Merry Christmas to me. This is a great job. Yeah, and so get to walk in the building, talk to Jim Lee every once in a while, which is super awesome, and get some free DC comic books that they have in the lobby. That's the secret of DC comic books. They have a lobby full of comic books, and you can take as many as you want. Yeah, that's cool.
That is really awesome. Yeah. I kind of want to work for DC now. Any thoughts on the DC TV series that have been out? Or?
I loved Legends of Tomorrow. Loved it. I loved every single minute of it. I cannot believe that show exists, and I cannot believe that show rocks, and I cannot believe that they're taking some of these characters, C-list DC characters. Like, before that show, could anybody in the real world told me about Rip Hunter? I knew who Rip Hunter was. But can anybody out there tell me about Rip Hunter? And the fact that show pulled it off, I saw your cameraman wave. He probably knows about Rip Hunter. He's a cool guy. It's so good.
Our cameraman's a big DC fan.
Yeah, but the fact that now everybody knows about Rip Hunter, everybody knows about Jonah Hex, everybody knows about Our Man, that's fantastic.
You think this is really a good way to try to help people get more into the old comics and the comics?
Because, television shows and movies have and the DC shows have done this very well. They can take these kind of characters that are mostly kind of forgotten. These characters that were invented in the 30s and the 40s that modern audiences just like, well, I don't know about that guy in the underwear. What? Who cares about him? But they can modernize them, simplify them. That's a great thing that television does. Simplifies them, get to the essence of the character, and it makes them work. Makes them compelling.
Okay, so upcoming DC movies. You got Suicide Squad coming out.
Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman is next year, and Justice League is next year.
Am I getting the time?
Yes, you're getting the time.
I'm getting close to our time. Well, anyway. Huh? Oh, Shazam.
Shazam's a ways down the road, but yeah.
Ways down the road, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm getting the time mark from my film crew, so we got to cut this short, but this has been a very fascinating interview.
Sorry I talk too much.
We all talk too much. I'm Moon Sedai and Jason Inman at Phoenix Comicon, and you have a great day.
Thanks, guys.